Morning folks, welcome back for another one. This morning we're going to head out and see some pretty spectacular sand dunes and have a bit of a chat, so let's get into it. If you see up here, that's a Qantas aeroplane just taken off from the airport here at Alice Springs. So they'll be heading over to Brizzy. We just tried to get up this dune with 45 in the back and 40 in the front. Nelly did it because the sand's cold, but there's a big G out at the bottom of it and I can't hit it too hard, so we just don't have the momentum. Nothing frightens a Triton, mate. We'll be up there in no time. This is my Toyota Triton. Do you like your Triton or what?
Yeah, no, it's not bad, mate.
Nah, do you like your Triton?
Yeah, it's alright.
Good rigger.
Besides, what was it? Oh, I had to get fifth gear replaced in it.
So how many?
Just dropping out, but everyone did that. I was like,
It was like a recall thing.
yeah,
Right? So what? It just dropped out.
yeah,
Yeah, right.
would just bang out of gear.
And they replaced it, no dramas, eh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
just took it in there and they replaced it all for free.
And what year is it? At 18.
20.
Oh, is it 2020?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Oh. That's sick, eh? And you got a manual.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got a manual, eh? Because you're a real man. This is the new drone I got, Mini 4 Pro. It's only like pretty brand new to the market. Because I crashed my other one like a dickhead. But this one seems pretty good. A few more features and whatnot.
Take off.
First time flying it this morning.
Home point updated.
Oh, I just crashed it. Nah.
Straight into a tree.
Oh, mate. Well, we nearly got there. But I'll let it heat more out and should be able to drive straight up from here. Why don't you just let all the air out when we first got here? Well, I have to f***ing try and cheat. For f***'s sake.
Scratching my car up.
Oh, is this out of the ground? Bit of track maintenance, mate. I don't know why I didn't just do that from the start, eh? Fucking young fellas. So same, just second, but 15 PSI instead of 87. Look at this shit. That's you and your mates, they leaving that shit there. Well, we've finally got to the top of the little mountain. So I'm going to have a bit of a chat about suspension today. I've finally decided to order some and I've gone for the ARB, the new MT64 shock absorbers. Just with I'm not going to go parabolic leafs in the rear or anything like that. Don't really need to. They're a bit more expensive. I mean, I probably could, but I just like the good old-fashioned leaf pack. They do well. So yeah, the MT64, which is a new release, which you might have seen, and it sits sort of in the middle, in between the BP51 and then their Nitro Sport range. I think it's going to be good gear. It's pretty much, like, I've had a look at them and read the specs and whatever, and the shock is pretty much built the same as the BP51s. It's just not remote reservoir, and there's no compression or rebound adjustment, which I don't really need. I have run the BP51s on a Hilux before and they were good, but we'll get into that a bit later on. So the MT64s seem like a pretty heavy duty shock. They are a 2.5 inch inside diameter, so I think 2.5 inch piston. So they're a pretty big shock. So the MT64s have got a 22.5 millimeter shaft, so definitely pretty strong. They look to be a very good shock. Also with an internal floating piston, so it keeps the oil and the gas separate. And with such a big bore, like big piston, I reckon they'll have pretty good like bump control, pretty good damping characteristics, and obviously a lot of oil, so I think it'd take a fair bit to overheat them and get shock fade. So I reckon they'll be a good bit of kit. Very keen to try them. They look like the BP51. They pretty much look the same. So they have the same shaft guard, plastic guard, as the BP51, which would probably be the only thing I'd be worried about, unless they've upgraded. They may have. So I ran the BPs for about 100,000 Ks, and they were golden. No leaking seals or anything. So they stood the test of time. The only thing is on the Hilux you've got a shock that mounts behind the rear diff housing, and then I think it's the shock on the right mounts in front of the diff housing. So that cops a lot of rocks from rocks being flicked up from the front wheels. So that shaft guard actually got damaged a number of times and went into ARB, and they replaced it, and it just kept failing. So like, it's not the biggest deal. It's not anything structural, it's just a guard, but still pay a lot of money and it should all just work. But like I said, it didn't really stop anything or cause any failures or anything like that. Yeah, so as you know by now, I'm still running the standard suspension. It's actually done really well, and it's handling well. Handling the weight, it rides pretty nice. I do like it. And you'll see some clips in this video of us heading out to Rainbow Valley. It's a pretty rough road, not too bad, but very heavy corrugations in certain sections. She is sitting down in the arse end a bit. I mean, it's not too bad really. It hasn't sagged out too bad. Like, it's still handling the weight. And so I went to the dump the other day, jumped on the weighbridge, and I was about 3.3 ton, and that was fully loaded, full fuel, all the jerry cans on the back full, with a bit of rubbish that I was taking to the dump. So under GVM, but quite heavy. You know, a lot of people weigh that much that are touring, and this is the standard gear, and it gets hammered. A lot of rough roads, and so definitely can't complain about it. It's pretty heavy duty gear, I reckon. But look, by the time this new suspension comes through, which isn't going to be till about April, I'll probably get it fitted. I'll be, you know, well and truly due. Would have probably done about 30,000 Ks by then, and it'll just be perfect timing, I think. So it's a 2-inch lift. It's going to lift me up a little bit, and I've decided to go for the 600 kilo leaf pack. Considering these standard steel trays from Toyota weigh about 300 kilos, they tell me, and I've probably got roughly 300 kilo on the back, maybe a bit more, so I think the 6s will be good. And they should pretty much be safe from 600 kilo to GVM, and 600's the sweet range of where they'll probably ride pretty perfect. So this is the first time. This is the first time running a steel tray. I've had a Land Cruiser before and 2 Hiluxes, and across those 3 vehicles, I ran the heavy-duty alloy trays. They're about half the weight of a steel tray, so roughly 150, 160 kilo, which it's, in my opinion, the way to go. As you all know, weight is king, and the less you can have is always beneficial. It's always better. Across those 3 rigs, I only ever ran 300 kilogram leaf packs, believe it or not. And in my Land Cruiser, my 2008, I bought that second hand, and when I bought it, it actually had Ironman suspension under it with a 250 kilo performance leaf under the back. That's what they're called. Believe it or not, I might have some photos. If I do, I'll chuck them up, but I'm not sure. But that rig used to carry tools and whatever. Didn't have a canopy, but it had some toolboxes and jerrys and whatever, like a fair bit of weight. And I'd come to town every couple of weeks. This is when I actually lived on the station. And sometimes I'd get like 2 to 4 200 litre drums full of diesel. So anywhere from 4 to 800 litres, and take them back out to the station. So that's like 800 kilos when I was fully loaded, plus tools and stuff. Like probably a ton. And that was with the 250 kilo performance leaves. And I don't know, it did well, no problem at all. So running the 300s with aluminium trays, you know, for me was great. It was a good ride, and it handled it and everything. But I think because this tray is 300 kilo alone, I think going to the 6s will be good. And I decided to go for a steel tray on this rig just because it's, you know, my pride and joy that I wanted done a certain way, and it's a vehicle that I plan on keeping for as long as I can. So I just wanted something a bit more of a permanent solution and just a bit more durable, which is what I'm going to get out of the steel tray. So obviously you would have seen that there's different rims on this car now. I've taken the standard factory GXL wheels off. Probably wondering why. Well, I was always going to change them. I was always going to get Steelies eventually. Just didn't really know when. I've decided to do it now because I think I might have buggered up a little bit fitting the 285s to the standard rims, being that they're 7 inches wide. Now I know that you're not supposed to do that, and I know a bunch of you told me that how did you fit 285s to the 7-inch rims and all that sort of stuff. It's just not an approved rim width. Obviously people do it. I've seen 305s fitted. I've actually seen 35s fitted on Instagram. I wouldn't do that, but I've seen it. Look, I didn't have any dramas, but I think I stuffed up in regards to flat tyres. I reckon, and it's got to be said, I think I might have buggered up because the 285 is being squished onto a smaller rim width. It bulges out the sidewalls a bit, and it could be a contributing factor into these flat tyres. Look, maybe I'm an idiot, but you live and learn, and I think that's maybe what it was. Obviously, I'm in harsh country and I do get flat tyres anyway. I always have on every car. It's just the way it is. But I was, you know, that's not normal to do that many. Running tough tyres, I don't normally do that many sidewalls. So I did give it a bit of a thought, but a fella on Instagram actually messaged me and said the same thing. That he just said, oh mate, like maybe, possibly it's because the rims are a bit skinny that the sidewalls are bulging out. And so I said to him, mate, good idea, that might be it, and I'm going to be changing my rims soon. So I've just gone for 16 by 8. Now these are dynamic rims. Come around this side. So on that side we got dynamic, and on this side we got ROH. Why the hell have I got 2 different rim styles? Good question. So went to the tyre shop in town, local Tyre Power. And because I wanted to get away from the GXL wheels as quick as I could, I didn't really have an option. This is all he had. He didn't have 4 of the same. Well, actually, sorry, he did. And he went to fit he went to balance 4 and he said 2 of the 2 brand new rims had buckles. I can't remember if it was the ROHs or the Dynamics. So basically, all he could do for me was fit 2 ROHs and 2 Dynamics. They're a Sunraysia style, they're basically the same. There is some subtle differences. So it is what it is. The new, I've decided on fitting a full set of the ROHs. I just like them a little bit better. And then if you come in close here, you'll see around here, they've actually put a bit of a seal, like a silicon bead or whatever it is, which is great because as you can see the dust line there, so it keeps out dust, it keeps out moisture, it's going to stop them rusting out. The Dynamics, as far as I can see, don't have that, and so I just feel like these are going to be a bit better, and I do like the look a bit better. They're just a bit, these triangles are a bit bigger. Yeah, I just the other ones aren't bad, but the main reason is this seal. It just tells me that these are a bit maybe better built and more reliable. So the other good thing about these is they give you a 3-year finish warranty, which must be for the paint and whatever, but it's a lifetime structural warranty, which tells me that they're obviously a bloody good rim to give you a lifetime warranty. And that is GVM approved as well. So if you get a GVM upgrade, I believe that, yeah, you still get your lifetime warranty. I'm not sure I haven't looked at the specs of the GVM upgrade, so I don't know like how heavy you can go. But in saying that, it's interesting that these are rated to 1,250 kilograms. The Dynamics are rated to 1,400. So that's pretty interesting that the Dynamics are rated to a heavier weight. But either way, these are the ones I'm going to go with. Look, it's a black Steely. I know every man and his dog has them. Some people don't like black rims, whatever. I actually don't mind them. I like them. And for me, it's got to be durable and reliable. And that's what these are. And they're cheap. Lifetime warranty, you can't really go wrong. I'm not really into running flash mags. Like I think they look nice and stuff on rigs, but it's just not really for me and not really practical. And to be honest, I actually ran some KMCs on my Hilux and I really liked them, but I actually had big drums with them coming loose, snapping wheel studs and all sorts of stuff. Like no matter what I did, I always checked my wheel nuts. I had the right wheel nuts. They were a bit of an odd wheel because they're similar to a Steely in relation to the wheel nut, that it's a taped wheel nut. And a lot of the mags I've seen, like factory mags anyway, like on the GXL wheels for example, the alloy mag nuts are a bit different. They're normally not a taper, they've got like a flat washer. So a flat washer that meets the face of the rim. So yeah, I had nothing but dramas with them coming loose. I was actually coming back to town once and the wheel started shaking real bad and I pulled over and the left front nuts were all loose. I had 2 studs snapped. I ended up snapping some on the back, so I got rid of them quick smart. You actually see one of those wheels is on the bench in the shed when I do the shed videos, see it sitting behind me. They're nice wheels, but I mean, yeah, pretty bad dramas, so I don't think I'll be going that route again. Not saying all mags are bad or whatever. I know a lot of people run them out bush and have no dramas, but that's just my experience. So while I'm here, may as well have a bit of a chit-chatty about the bull bar. I'm going to get rid of this beautiful looking thing, and I've decided to go with ARB bar. I'm not going to tell you exactly which one or what colour, but ARB bar, I reckon I'll go scrub rails as well. So that and the suspension is probably gonna be all together in April. I've run scrub rails before. Come over here, mate. I've run scrub rails before. my Land Cruiser had an ARB bar on that with scrub rails, and that obviously go into side steps, which the side steps are good. Like, one thing I've noticed on this Cruiser is I'm flicking up heaps of rocks, and if you come in close here, you'll see all the damage here from rocks flicking up. And even look here, that's to the bloody bare metal by the looks. So that's rocks flicking up and hitting the body. So like, that's not good, brand new car. Obviously the ARB side steps are a bit wider and whatever, and they're gonna stop a lot of that. And I feel like I didn't have anywhere near as many dramas on my previous Cruiser, and I figure it's because it had the side steps. So I can't wait to get them fitted. Also, in the wet out bush, sometimes you got to get a bit creative with your driving, as you know. And I was driving through the scrub around a soft track through some trees, and I actually slid into some trees. The trees hit the scrub rail and slid along the scrub rail, and then the actual side step slid along the base of the tree and actually pushed the tree out and kept it away from the car. So they're very worthwhile, I believe, if you're going to be out in the sticks driving around, you know. So definitely going to go with them.
Rig.
Yeah, I just picked this up yesterday. Ford Ranger.
Oh, this is your new Ranger?
Yeah.
Far out. What year?
2017 model.
2017?
Yeah.
Far out.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's pretty nice, eh?
I do heaps of pre-running in it, so...
Yeah?
Yeah.
Are you going to race Fink in it?
Yeah, I reckon.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I've spoken to Toby. I think he wants me to come over and race Bath. It'll look better.
Oh. Silly idiot. So, thought I might as well have a bit of a chat about this, I might have a sleep. So, about this paint, heat reflective paint I put on the top here. A couple of you were keen to see if it was going to work, and it's definitely made a huge difference, massive difference. So, the insulation inside definitely has made a difference, but it was still very hot in there. But this on top has, so this combined with the insulation is beautiful. I'm thinking about getting another litre tin and putting another 2 coats on, but I'm not too sure yet. It says to chuck a coat on, wait 2 hours, chuck another coat on, which you would have seen in the video where I did apply this stuff. But so far so good, very happy with it. I would definitely recommend it if you're keen to paint your canopy. Some of you probably aren't, but it's practical, it works, and I'm very happy. And I think, you know, maybe if this was a bare aluminium canopy it'd be okay, because natural, like raw alloy reflects heat really well. But this being black, it's obviously going to suck in the heat. And when I'm out bushing, it's 45 degrees, it's just ridiculous. It's like an oven in there. And that's just no good for batteries and fridges when I eventually put all that in here. So it's been great. So like, if it's over 40 degrees and I'm out bush in the full sun, if I open up the canopy, it's obviously warm in there, but it's nowhere near what it used to be. Like nowhere near. And I did bugger up. I was supposed to put a thermometer in there before I did any of this, and then put a thermometer in after, just to see the heat difference. But I can tell you that it's a massive difference, and I'm very happy with it. I didn't end up putting insulation on the front part of the canopy, just because it's behind the cab. But on a very hot day, the steel inside is hot. It's as hot as the ambient temperature, I guess. Like, it's very hot to the touch. So I'm thinking I might actually put some insulation across the front, I reckon, just to stop some of that heat radiating in. But yeah, it's been good. So Rainbow Valley is situated about roughly 100 k's south of Alice Springs down the South Stewart Highway, and then you turn in on the dirt, which is another 20 or 22 kilometers on the dirt. Like I said, pretty corrugated in sections, but a nice drive nonetheless. Rightio, so we've just jumped off the bitumen, hit the dirt, and we'll head in and have a look. I'm not going to let the tyres down yet because this is nice and smooth. This road does get very badly corrugated, so we'll see how it goes. If it gets rough, we'll just jump out and let the tyres down. So let's get into it, can't wait. Well, we're going to let some air out. Funny, eh? As soon as I got that last shot talking about how it's not that rough, it got rough straight away. It's actually not bad, this thing, like for these stiff tyres and 45 in the back, 40 in the front, like it actually rides pretty good, but we'll let it a bit out and, you know, it makes it a lot better, as you know. Alright, well, we're going to stick the drone up. Looks like we got some company up ahead. So this vehicle's riding so well. I've put 38 psi in the rear and 36 I think in the front. Normally I'd go down a bit more than that, but like as you can see, this road is bloody rough, and as you know, we're just running the standard suspension. But I think that you know, the amount of weight I've got in this vehicle obviously helps. If you're going to come out, do something like this with the vehicle with no load, obviously it's going to be very rough. It's designed to carry load. It's got big, you know, leaf springs in the rear and whatnot. But, you know, a lot of people whinge about how these ride, and we've got the Toyo mud terrains on with a 3-ply sidewall, very stiff tyre that people always say hard to bag out. You need to let the tyres down a lot to get them to bag out for sand and whatever. But it is, yeah, no problems at all. I love the way this rides. And as you can see, plenty of corrugations. Oh, that's a beautiful shot. Rightio, well, we've just made the drive in. As you would have seen, pretty corrugated little track in sections, but pretty fun and scenic drive nonetheless. Couple of moo cows on the road. So this is Rainbow Valley, an absolute beautiful place, as you can see behind me. There's a couple of walking trails. We're going to go in and have a look. We've rocked up in the late afternoon, which is the best time to come here really. Either the morning or late afternoon to catch golden hour. The way the sun bounces off the rock, the sandstone, it just looks absolutely amazing. So we're going to waste no more time and we're going to head straight in. Let's go and have a look. This is beautiful, but it's a little bit dull because I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but over here in the west where the sun is, there's just very light wispy clouds and it's like a giant filter, so it's not as impressive as it might be without those clouds hanging around, but either way it's still awesome. Let's get in there.
It picks up the corries.
Does it? Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Double check.
That balloon's on fire!
You see the mirror?
No, that's it, I'm going home now.
Suck it.
No. You might be wondering, nothing. They also have a 3-year, no, what is it? Put a little song somewhere, a little sing-along. Have the audience sing along, you know?
Yeah.
Do that. That's a stupid idea. Why do you keep filming me?
Oh, I thought we were going to beatbox.
Why do you keep doing that? Because obviously we can put a song. And as you can see, plenty of corrugations. Yeah, I guess that'll do, eh? What do you reckon? This ain't no laughing matter, eh? Yeah, so good morning, folks.